charge and defend the area. New mission.
Guys, what's going on? It's Mesa Sean. Welcome to another session of KillZone Shadowfall. So yes, that session there. I'm still trying to work on some sort of intro, moniker, trademark thing. And I said session of KillZone Shadowfall because I'm so used to Martyr's Brigade when he opens up his vids. Because I watch all his vids. And he's like, it's Martyr's Brigade 99. And I'm coming at you with another session of KillZone Shadowfall. You could just tell that just grew organically over time with watching his channel, or like when I always bring up Fisticuffs and his whole bringing you another great edition of Call of Duty goes from me to you, because that's what I do. So I need to just slowly work on something, but it'll eventually come. It's got to come organically. The gameplay you're watching in the background is one of what I call the buff your KD after you've just gotten your ass kicked all night. You know, I've been playing with some friends in DOC. Shout out to Barman and
Kingslayer.
Barman and Kingslayer are always asking me to do that voice when we're in party chat. Like,
in a world where nudes refuse to leave spawn beacons, one man, one desire.
all that stuff. So yeah, but for some reason we got our ass kicked tonight, like 3 games in a row and extended. I was just like, man, I think literally one game, and I'm not ashamed to say it, guys, I am not a beast. I'm not a toxic thrash. I'm not a end the waves, where we play with Topo Loco and J4A and Halleck. Man, I was playing with Halleck the other night. He went 100 to about maybe 20 or 30 kills or something, you know. And I was asking him afterwards. I was like, "What's your secret?" You know what I mean? Like, you know, what are you doing that I'm doing it? And he just kind of came back, you know, to me with, "Well, it's only as good as the team effort, and if you and those other guys weren't putting spawn beacons down and turrets." And I was like, "I know, I get it. I just want to know what's the secret, what's the class, what's whatever." So yeah, this is just me hopping in a classic Warzone, and the way that I buff my KD, and it's still only at a 1.01, and it's been stuck there for a long time. It's not going anywhere. Is I'll hop into a match solo. I'll turn off the mic because my mic sucks anyway on my Turtle Beach XP 510s, and I'll just go sniping the whole time. Typically with the Comrade, Silenced, ACOG, Laser Trip Mine, Emergency Teleport, and that's pretty much it. And I think I go on a pretty good streak on this particular match that you watch in the background. But speaking of classes, that's what we're here to talk about. So this video is going to be all about the best class loadout, best class for every mode, every whatever. You ever see all over YouTube, particularly in Call of Duty videos, you just see those huge thumbnail pictures for videos where it says best class loadout, best class for boosting your KDR, yada yada. Actually, this is not what this video is going to be about. This is just going to be me going through my classes and just talking about my classes, what I use, and what I think is most effective for a variety of situations. Because my opinion, in KillZone Shadowfall, there's no such thing as best class setup. There's no such thing as one class that you're going to use for every game mode and every type of situation. I feel like KillZone Shadowfall is one of the few games that each class has just a plethora of abilities and usable weapons for a variety of situations, and I really like the fact that you can change those things on the fly. So I just thought I'd make a video about it. I got a few messages from people in the comment section, as well as on Twitter and also on PSN, so it's no coinky dinky that my channel, Twitter, and my PSN name is Mesa Sean. Guys, I started getting a lot of friend requests. Please do not be offended if I don't accept all of them. I typically don't like to have session joiners, and I only bring that up because I started adding some people, and then last week some kid got all bent out of shape after a match because he thought that we were shit talking, or I don't know. Like, I was in a game, and it was similar to the one of the video I posted last week where some J4A guys joined me and turned the whole game around. So I think that person heard some of the J4A guys talking about, they turned it around, whatever. The butthurt was strong with him, and I got blamed for it. So anyway, guys, I just don't want to be that type of YouTuber, or, you know, that type of player in general. you know, for example, I just like to remain neutral in everything. With the nerf or buff, the NoobTube video, that was really just for me trying to give you my subjective opinion. It's not objective. I mean, I'm trying to be objective, but I'm not a stats guy, as I mentioned in that video. And it's just, you know, present you some data, present you some footage, and you guys make the decision. You know, you guys know my personality by now. I like to remain neutral. If you haven't noticed on the forums, there's a lot of arguing going on between people regarding the NoobTube, and it's not my place to get involved. It's just, you know, I gave you my opinion, and you guys can make your decision on your own. I'll just give you some data, and that's it. So let's go and take a look at my classes right before I finish this 10 streak, which I actually captured. Okay, so this would be the quick part, guys. So obviously looking at my stats, like I said, I am no beast, but I have noticed that my kill-death ratio is going up, even though it's been stuck at a 1.01 to 1.02 for a long time. But ever since I went from Wi-Fi to landline, I got 50, 25, down, up. It's been a whirlwind because I'm so used to it taking a million shots to kill someone. But let's jump into the scout class. So my favorite gun of all time in the scout class is going to be the Comrade. And I have two setups, but I really just used one. And all of my scout class is going to have the same abilities. They're going to have emergency teleport, obviously echo, laser trip mine, and I only use the emergency teleport. I don't mess around with cloak. I'm not good at, well, actually I don't like being cloak killed, but at the same time, for me, it's not a fun game sneaking around cloak, just trying to knife people all the time. It's just annoying. The Comrade, I'm good with this thing at close, medium, and long range. This thing is a hipfire machine, as you probably already know, especially even when you crouch. Always try to crouch when you're hip firing because it really tightens up your crosshairs, tightens up that hitbox where all your bullets are going to go. And with that really fast rapid fire rate, you could definitely murk people really quickly. But so I mainly just use the ACOG. I don't even really use the holo that much because the ACOG, if I'm up close, just hip fire, and I can pretty much get people long distance with that thing. And a lot of times I end up getting headshots. Vulture I don't use nearly as much. It's a higher damage weapon, and I do like it. Definitely not good for close range. Really, it's okay for medium range. It's really just a long range thing. I've tried it with the I think it's the 4x zoom scope, I think. Whatever scope that comes after the ACOG. But I tend to just like the ACOG. It just gives me the perfect range. 4s, that's absolutely a blast. I love using this thing. And that's, you know, once again, I mainly use scout class when I have a whole team that's either already playing the objective and I just want to have some sniping fun, or I'm trying to buff my KD after getting my ass kicked all night. And the 4s, man, I had this amazing streak once where I think I went on a 10 streak, and it was on 4s, and I had this awesome clip of catching this guy mid zip line coming out of his base camp, and I sniped him right off it. But of course, you press share once on your PS4 and it doesn't capture your last 15 minutes, so safe to say I was pretty pissed about that. But that's it for Scout. Okay, so looking at the assault class, I got my rush, shoddy rush, e-pulse, and SMG speed. Now, for me, with assault rifles, the Kaiser is my favorite gun. I'm not really so good with the Rumbler or really the other two SMGs, but the Kaiser is my go-to gun. For some reason, even though the Rumbler has more range, Kaiser, just with its perfect rate of fire, its accuracy, I'm just really good with it, so I just stick with it. And I don't mess with the holo or ACOG ever. When I'm playing Insurgent, it just always baffles me when I pick one up and it has an ACOG on it. It just feels so awkward. I'm just way more accurate with the dot laser, and of course you gotta have your NoobTube. All my classes are gonna have the Ripper with the laser pointer, and I'll pretty much hip fire. I should unlock that 3-round burst though. You always stick with just your standard frag. I don't go with the limpet. I'm not accurate with it. I'd rather just have the grenade roll around in an area and just take a few people out. Speed dash, absolutely love speed dash. It really just completely changes the game for me in terms of just getting to things faster, especially on beacon run missions or whatever. I almost never use stun blast because I don't know, I'm just not into it. The drone buddy. Alright, here's my problem with the drone buddy. That's why it's only Mark II, because I barely use it. Aside the fact that it's weak, it gives your position away. That's the thing that frustrates me. Because let's say you're on, let's say, penthouse, and you're going from room to room, and your drone buddy sees an enemy. You don't see the enemy doesn't see you. But now that drone buddy starts shooting its low damage bullets at that enemy. Then he gets a pinpoint on where you are. He turns around faster than you can turn around to shoot him, and then you're dead. So for me, that thing's annoying because it just gives your position away. So I don't mess with that. Now next class is with the breacher, and that I do use the hollow on. And I also love speed dash, and I pretty much think that if you're going to use the breacher, you have to use speed dash because I think it's a 2-shot kill up close. I'm not sure if it's a 1-shot, but I know it's definitely a 2-shot kill up close. But you need speed dash when you're going to be using this shotgun because you're just going to be rushing people and trying to get as close as possible and just hip fire them people. E-pulse, love this damn thing. And once again, just sticking with the Kaiser. I get killed a lot of times using the E-pulse, and I don't mind because when I play assault, my job is to be up front, to rush, to die, to get to objectives, to plant bombs, you know, capture points, stuff like that. So sometimes, let's say on Park, that one bomb that's out in the open, not the hallway area of Park, where they love to put, you know, turrets up top, they got their nano shields, they got air drones above. I'll just run right out into the whole mess of things, deploy that thing, I'll take the death, I don't care. But while I'm dying, I'll just see all those points rank in, one after the other. Revive drone destroyed, revive drone stunned, turret stunned, air drone stunned. That thing's great. I don't really use this class as much, but I just have it just for fun, and I pretty much only hip fire with it, which is just a Vlug with the dot laser, just hip fire, run around speed, and that's it. So that's pretty much it for assault. Okay, lastly, let's go into support. So obviously I'm going to have my spawn, turret, air, and shoddy echo. Let's not get into the whole debate of the importance of spawn beacons. It's been discussed ad nauseum, but just put it this way. If you're playing in a lobby that's 24 player, 12 on 12, your team should have minimum 2 spawn points out at all times if you want to have a shot at winning. And trust me, I do get why people don't want to leave spawn beacons. It's the one ability that's not going to get you kills in support. Well, not the one ability, but you'd rather use a turret. You'd rather use an air drone because that's going to get you kills. But when it comes down to the win, guys, just please, just have 1 or 2 spawn beacons out at all time. Now, for this class, I usually, depending on the map, like I was just playing on Penthouse and Park, I'll use the sickle with the hollow and the incendiary rounds. But for the most part, I'm a pulver, dot laser, missile guy. And I pretty much, again, I don't use the hollow or ACOG because it just takes up too much real estate. I'm more accurate with the dot laser, and I can't live without the missile. I just, you know, when there's a real hairy, all right, there goes that word again, hairy area full of enemies protecting an objective, I'll spot check it with the missile lock on and see what it locks onto. Sometimes it'll take out a turret, or if some dummy is standing next to a spawn beacon or next to a nano shield, it'll kill them too. I should start using a mobile mine because they definitely buff that thing, because recently I've been killed by that thing more than anything. But so pulver is my gun of choice. You know, Stova I almost never use. For some reason I'm just not accurate with it, even though it has a higher rate of fire, and I don't like the slow reload time. Voltage I never mess with because I'm just not a burst fire. I'm just not good with it. Purger, just can't stand that thing. I hate the lower mobility, I hate the warm up, I hate the cooldown. Although I should try it because I get killed so easily by people using those things. And the M82, I love this thing. So accurate. Since they changed the sights on it. Remember when we first got it, you can zoom in and out. Now it's just perfect, even though it does take up a little too much real estate, and I wish it had a simple dot laser, but love this thing. But the only thing is I don't use it as much because I can't have a missile attachment with it. So for me, it's always going to be the pulver. But if I'm going against a team, or say in extended we switch over to team deathmatch and I still want to play support, I'll switch over to the M82. I want to save changes. Yes, I do. Okay, so I got my spawn set up, and then I got my turret set up. Basically the same thing. I use the Judas for my sidearm. I'm just better with it than I am the Rainer. And so I got my turret, got my air drone, and then my shoddy echo. But this one I just switched to a turret for my last match I was playing on. But for a map like Penthouse, or even Park for that matter, the hallway area, if you're going to be playing close range, you put that echo right middle, like side of a major hallway near their base camp. It'll just tag everyone, and aside from telling you where everyone are, you just start raking in points for tagging them and also for getting those assist kills. So, and that's it, guys. Insurgent, really nothing much to see. I am, let's see, level 11 when it comes to my stealing, and hacking I'm still only at 6, because it's a pain in the ass to hack things because I get killed. I got tired of getting killed so many times because you see something, you're like, I gotta go hack it, gotta go hack it. But then you go hack it and you end up getting halfway there and you get killed. So that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a like. It helps me out a lot. Please leave me a comment. I love interacting with you guys. If you didn't like the video, you can, or you will, leave me that dislike, but please leave me a comment why. Subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.